guys? My name is Anthony Wetsky. I'm here today with you guys with my wife behind camera, Monica. And today we want to take a peek at this trailer we've been building for over a year now. Back in October 2020, we kind of ventured off into trying to build a square drop trailer. We're finally wrapping it up here, so we kind of want to share the end product with you guys. So we'll just jump right into it with the tongue of the trailer. Right here we got a multi-axis lock and roll trailer hitch, and this guy, you know, will articulate with road movement as well. It's a really cool product, and when you take it camping places, you know, it is kind of a theft deterrent as well. Moving on, next to it is going to be our safety chains, just a standard, obviously, trailer safety chain, which will be located right next to the trailer breakaway system. And right next to the trailer breakaway system, we have a 7-way trailer plug as well, which, you know, obviously will power all the lights all around the trailer. It'll activate the trailer brakes. It'll also have a 12-volt charge for the onboard batteries as well. And on the tongue box here, you can also find the full tire spare, as well as the trailer jack. Alright guys, now we're going to jump into the tongue box of the build. We kind of went after a sleek contour design that's a little tapered in towards the tongue, if you will, to try to make it a little bit more aerodynamic and just a better looking tongue box, if you will. On the very top here, we chose to do a little tiny rack where you can throw, you know, loose items such as, you know, firewood and whatnot. And if you want to strap it down, you can use bungee cords or rope or whatnot and tie it around the rails. Now going into the street side of the box, we'll open it up here so you guys can see the interior. We have a heavy duty drawer slide here that extends all the way out. And the idea behind that, guy, is we wanted to be able to utilize our Yeti Tundra 65. And that guy fits right in there. It's really nice to pull that guy out when we want to access the food very easily. And then on top of that, we have a little pass-through compartment shelf that'll go all the way to the other side of the box, where we put our large loose items in when we're going down the road for safe storage. Alrighty guys, now let's go on over to the curb side of the front tongue box here. In this side of the tongue box, you will actually see obviously our electrical system, or at least the larger part of it. We do have interior lights on LED light strips, that way at nighttime it's easier to see what we have going on in there. At the very top left corner, we do have a Pro Watt Xantrex 2000 watt inverter. This powers our interior TV. It gives us power to 110 plugs inside, that way you can plug your phones in to charge. We also have a coffee pot in the back that we also are able to use as well. We do have 2 Group 24 deep cycle batteries. Pull-out drawers as well, that way it's easy access if we need to change something, and easy maintenance, if you will. Down to the bottom left of the compartment, we have a master switch which essentially turns power completely off, and nothing is going to be drawing any power from the batteries once we turn it into the off position. Alrighty guys, now going into the street side of the trailer, we have an embossed logo of Peak Expedition, and that's kind of what we chose to name the trailer. It kind of coincides with our apparel company Peak Athleisure as well, which also sells athletic/leisure wear, which is really comfortable clothing that you can take indoor and outdoors with any activity that you like. Now going below the logo here, we do have a 110 shore outlet plug. It's a really cool feature when we go to anywhere that has or provides electrical outlets or hookups. We can do so right there, and essentially that'll charge our batteries and allow us to have, you know, endless electricity, so we don't have to worry about losing electricity when we're camping. And right next to that is going to be our water fill. Now that water fill will fill up a 30-gallon tank, and that tank is located right in between the tires in our axle suspension system. The trailer is running on 3,500 pound Timbren axle suspension by brand name. which is a really cool product. It allows you to get a little bit more ground clearance, and it allows you to not have that axle, so we were able to mount the underbody water tank in between there. Alrighty guys, so next we have LED dome lights on the top of the trailer on both sides, curb and street side, which is really nice at nighttime when you're at the dark campsite, wherever you may be. You do have visibility on each side of the trailer. Alrighty guys, now moving on to the rear compartment of the street side. As you can see, it's a louvered door, that way we have airflow going in and out of the compartment. In this compartment, we chose to put a tankless water heater in there, that way we can heat up our water. I believe it heats it up 65 degrees warmer than the water temperature inside the water tank. And that'll, it's a nice feature to have when you're washing dishes, and it does allow us to have hookup if you wanted to take a shower outside the trailer as well. And then here we just have miscellaneous items being stored. As well, in the top left corner, we also have a fire extinguisher. Alright, now we're going to move on to the back end of the trailer. We'll start off with the bottom. On both sides of the rear, you can see that we have stabilizing jacks. So essentially, once we get to the campsite, we can put those guys down, take some weight off the tires. That way we're stable and nice and level when we're sleeping. And it's also nice as well, if we do need to change out one of the tires on either side, you can actually use the jack to get that tire up and off the ground, swap that guy out. We also have a hitch in the back here. It's just a standard 2-inch hitch, which we can put our bike rack and or whatever you need. Alright, at the very bottom we have a small compartment. That guy just folds down there. Easy access to the water pump, as well as all the drainage for the sink and hookups for the sink. Alright, now the back of the trailer here, you can see our rear tail lights. They're stop tail turn. They also have reverse as well, which is a nice feature. And then next up we have the galley door. This guy will fold up here, which will be a nice little overhang to protect us from the elements if it ever did rain. To the left we have a sink with a little fold up cover, where we can wash our dishes, wash our hands as well. To the left you have a little bit of a storage shelf area with 110 on the top. And each and every compartment has a positive latch, if you will. You got to push the button as well as twist. That way it's nice and secure when you're going down the road. And then to the right here we have a fully extending stove, which will have 3 burners, which makes it nice and easy to cook on. And that guy will click in and out as well, that when you're going down the road we know it's secure. And then Monica's got her little Keurig coffee pot, which, as we mentioned before, is hooked up to that 110 plug, which is connected to that inverter in the front box. And then interior, right next to the compartments, we also have little dome lights, LED dome lights. And on the farther back part of the door, we actually have a LED light strip as well. Alrighty, next up we have this rear compartment, which will be on the curb side of the trailer. Again, this one's going to have a louvered door, that way airflow can go in and out of the compartment. And that's especially important just because this one is a propane compartment. We need some good airflow just in case there is, and or if there were to be a leak. That way it can escape out of the compartment. And now on all the compartment doors, we do have a 3-point locking mechanism on a T-handle lock pocket. So essentially when that guy's in the lock position, you have 3 points of contact just to make sure it's extra secure. And we do have a lock as well, so when we do leave the campsite, we can lock everything up and know that it's going to be extra secure. Alright, moving forward to the trailer, we also have that dome light, which can be found on both sides of the camper trailer. And then on the top of the trailer, right above that dome light, you'll actually see the Batwing 180-degree awning, which is nice and convenient. It's easy to access, to pull out and put away, and it's nice coverage from the rain, from the sun, and everything in between. Alrighty, as you can see, the awning is in the open position. From tip to tip, it's about 20 feet long. And essentially, if it were to ever be a rainy day, you can always lower one of the legs here and get some straps to pull one side down, and it acts as if it were a gutter, which is really cool. And then next up, we'll show you the interior cabin of the trailer. Alrighty, now we're going to dive on into the interior of the trailer.
Okay, and here we had custom blinds handmade for us. They are actually insulated on the inside and act as kind of like a blackout for our trailer at night. And then really simple design where they just have magnets that make it easy to clip on and clip off.
As you can see, we have a full queen-size bed, which is nice and convenient. Monica and myself feel very comfortable when we're sleeping in there at nighttime. And then Monica's going to jump on in there to open up and display the cabinets. Now the entire trailer is built, frame-wise, is entirely out of aluminum. As you can see, all the sheeting, all the white sheeting is going to be aluminum as well. All the wood pieces that you can see are going to be Baltic Birch. Alright, and to the left here we have those compartments where we can store all of our clothes and blankets and everything we need for the trip. And the compartments are going to be the same style doors as you can see in the galley, with that positive latch, which essentially you push and twist open. To the bottom left, we have the converter where you can see all the 110 breakers are, as well as fuses. In the back door here, we have a barn style door. And we kind of call it our little closet, if you will. A little bit, allows a little bit more space for more room, which is nice and convenient. You can never have enough room. And then on the bulkhead, we have little night lights, which have USB chargers on them, as well as a night light mode. And then at the roof, we have a max air fan. And this guy is really neat in the fact that it can be operated pretty much in mostly any weather condition. If it's raining outside, they design it to kind of keep the rain out, so that's a very nice feature as well. Moving on to the roof section of the trailer, we chose to do a bed liner that was sprayed on the entire roof, as well as the rails here, but we chose to do white in color, that way it can deflect any sunlight, and just to ensure that during those hot summer days we're not baking in the sun, and the interior of the trailer isn't any hotter than it needs to be. Alrighty guys, in the construction of the trailer frame itself, the tongue is going to be made out of 3x3 aluminum tubing. Then the rest of the frame is going to be built on 2x3 aluminum tubing, which is a little bit overbuilt for this size of a trailer. It's pretty stout, but we wanted to make sure it's going to last a lifetime and some. And then pretty much the interior shell, all the vertical and horizontal posts and framing of the build is going to be all aluminum. Then the interior of the trailer, all the cabinets as well as certain walls, we chose to do a Baltic Birch to make it feel a little bit more homey and not so much as if you were in a tin can.